Now, settlement is an important contract because this is the contract that will allow you to jump between deals validly. Not to muddle deals. That's what the kuffar do. They have many contracts. They blend them. It becomes confusing. Yani, the scam became clearer for me now, which is there are people who understand what these words mean and they know that it's jumbled, but they're in such position to just take advantage of people. And then there's other people, probably most people, they don't even know that this stuff is jumbled up. So they don't really even understand it. And they just agree so that they can get what they want. Now, I don't want to go far here, but I just want to mention a case before I forget. And maybe you can correct me or help me, any of you. So recently, a question came about leasing a car. So the question was, is it permissible to lease a car? All right, if I go just by the face value of the words, if lease means rent, then it's permissible to rent a car. Okay, but for sure, Yani, I got a hunch the kuffar are not that simple here. So they said leasing means take out a loan. That loan pay for the car, basically the rent of the car. And then when your time is up, you give the car back and you're done. Is that wrong before I go further? Is that inaccurate? Or is something missing there? That's what they said. This is what the whole question was. All right. So a loan and a rental is basically what's going on here. A loan and a rental. You take out a loan and you're leasing the car. You take out a loan to lease the car. Yeah, and you take out a loan to rent the car. What's the problem here, though? Problem here is like there's a triangle that shouldn't be, which is you take out a loan. So how do you pay the loan back? So they were saying by paying for the car. How are you gonna pay? How are you gonna pay the loan back by paying for the car? It's paying the rent of the car. Then when you're done, you give the car back. What about the loan? So why that's wrong? Because if I loan you money so you can pay your rent, and you pay your rent with that, that doesn't mean you paid me back my money that I loaned you. So how's this valid? You take out a loan to pay the loan back. Whatever you're going to do with the loan, that's another issue. Pay the loan back to who gave it to you. You rent the car from whoever's renting the car. Your loan has nothing to do with renting his car. You paid the loan. How'd you pay the loan? So what happened there? How's that? So let me know if something's wrong there. If that's the whole question is not right, the person didn't know what they were asking me. It's another mix-up they do. Let me know if I have this wrong here. So a person wants to buy a house. Buy for us means becomes his house. A person wants to buy a house, then he can't just pay for it. So he goes to the bank to give him a loan so he can pay for the house. So the bank, they say they give him a loan, but what they really do is that they buy the house themselves. They buy the house. It's their house. But they say, we'll give you a loan. Then they buy the house. Now it's their house. And they let you live in their house. And they tell you it's your house. And you pay us to live there. And that's your mortgage. If you don't pay, I don't know if they have different ways that they do it. But let's say if you don't pay, you lose the house and you don't get your money back either. So let me know if I have that wrong. Inshallah. So it's a big, Yani. My conspiracy theory is it's a big, high level scam. Yani, there has to be someone who understands what's happening here. I think. So here, settlement is an important deal to know because it enables you to jump between contracts. get out of some problem. So the author says it is good to unconditionally settle disputes in property or what leads to property, like killing. To unconditionally settle disputes, it is good. As-sulhu khayr, that's from the book of Allah. To unconditionally settle disputes, with no condition, in property and what leads to property. What leads to property? Like killing, because there's blood money. For one may take something instead of, not in addition to the original blood money, and you can make a settlement with him. With the condition that it be preceded by a confession. That's a condition for settlements. So in order to do a settlement, valid settlement, someone has to confess. Like, I admit that this is your house, but let us settle. I now give you this piece of land for this house. And the other party agrees. Thus, it is truly a sale. In this case, that became a sale. So all rules of sales apply, from described items and usury. Yani became a sale, to cancellation. All the rules of sales. Or it is a full or partial debt relief, meaning a pardon. The settlement can be a pardoning of a debt, a pardoning of a debt. Full or partial pardoning. That's a settlement. And it can even be a gift. Like for one to confess and then be given half of the item without a return. Or that settlement could be a rental, like leaving the house to him in return for using his horse for a month. You keep the house and let me use your horse for a month, so that's a rental. You're gonna use the horse and give it back. Khalas, the house is his now. That's what we have there. Any question, inshallah?